Hi, and welcome to Ask a Pennsylvania Dutchman. My name is Chris LaRose, and this here is Doug Maidenford, our resident Pennsylvania Dutchman. How are you, Doug?
Well, I'm doing okay, buddy.
All right.
We're back at it with new questions.
And we got some good ones this time.
All right.
Let's
talk me, boss.
All right. So we have a question from Char Nielsen of Fayetteville, North Carolina. They make Dutchies down there.
I guess they do.
I understand that many, if not all, PA Dutchmen are proficient in playing stringed instruments. So the question is it really all about that bass? I'd say it's all about the banjo, actually. Banjo, all about the mandolin.
But it's true that the Pennsylvania Dutch we like music. We like to make music. The whole thing about stringed instruments, I don't know if that's true or not. But you know, back in the day, those were the instruments that people could have. You couldn't go buy a saxophone.
Yeah,
but you could get a banjo or a guitar.
They didn't have video games, so what they would do after working 15, 16 hours in the field.
Or they'd get together on a Saturday night and have a barn dance. And have string instruments. By the bass, he said about that, or she, I don't even know, Char, about that bass. I heard that pop song the other day on the radio. We did a video one time about rap music. But it's all about that bass. That's a good question, because that song, I don't know what the heck that was all about. But anyway.
Because there are tons of other instruments. I like all the instruments.
Yeah, that makes me think.
What about the mandolin?
I play mandolin too, but before I learned that, I was a kid, and I used to play the mouth organ.
You had the what?
I played the mouth organ. I still do.
What kind of organ is?
Mouth organ. It's a mouth organ. I got one right here.
Oh, that's a harmonica.
No, it's a mouth organ. Google That's a mouth organ.
You blow pretty well.
I do blow my mouth organ pretty good.
Do you blow the cymbals as well?
No, we already talked about that. But growing up, that's what we called it in Pennsylvania Dutch, mundarle, literally mouth organ. And I got to college, and I was at a party one night, and people would say, "Anybody play any instruments? Have some fun."
Oh, play the mouth organ.
I said, "My guy can play the mouth organ." Everybody started laughing.
All sorts of.
And I said, "What's so funny about all this?" I said, "I play the mouth organ pretty good." And all these people kept laughing and laughing. And the one kid said, "Are you gonna do it right here?" And I said, "I said, sure. Let me whip it out right now." And he said, "No, my God!" These people were crying, laughing and stuff. And I pulled out my mouth organ, and then everyone said, "Well, then the party died down." That was the day I learned that you shouldn't say mouth organ to certain people. I guess it has another connotation.
Yeah, well.
But to me, it's always gonna be the mouth organ.
Yeah, you blow a mean mouth organ.
I blow a mean mouth organ.
Alrighty, well, I think I'm going to stick to the banjo.
So let's say it's not all about the bass, it's all about the mouth organ.
It's about playing things.
But in all seriousness, I don't care what instrument you play.
Yeah, I think a bass is fun, but, guitars.
Get out and play something instead of sitting doing nothing.
How about all about that orchestra?
Yeah, because that's got everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Show love to everybody.
Yeah.
Especially the mouth organ.
Mouth organs are cheap.
Yeah, they are.
So go out and buy yourself one and then go blow a mouth organ for a little bit. The more you blow, the better you get.
Yeah. Sounds good to me. Alrighty.
Yeah. All right.
Well, that was it. You heard it from the Dutchman. I think you need to practice a little bit more.
I gotta blow a little more.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, thank you, folks. My name is Chris LaRose. This is Doug Maidenford, and catch you next time.
Mock's good.
Mock's good.
If you have a question, you have to email us at busterpa@yahoo.com.